Hey, and today you are going to be filing along with me as we file our BOI so that we stay on the nice side of FinCEN here. Let's quickly go over what is BOI, or Beneficial Ownership Information Report, also called BOIR, and why it exists and why we're doing it today. So, BOI is part of the Corporate Transparency Act, which is a law that passed, I believe, 4 or 5 years ago. And it's to combat money laundering and make it so that the government can see into the actual into all of our businesses, basically, because some LLCs, depending on where you are, have different sort of corporate structures that could allow for a certain amount of anonymity. BOI and FinCEN are basically saying, hey, that's done. So it's managed by the U.S. Treasury Department Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, which they have some pretty nasty fees, which we'll get into there in a little bit. Here is the reasons why we have to file BOI. Basically, some people, long story short, this is not legal advice, long story short, some people, too many people are having shell companies and being able to hide too well, so the government said no more. So, who must file a BOI report? Basically, nearly every single LLC. Unless you are publicly traded, have 20 plus employees and $5 million in revenue, and a physical office, then you don't have to. Or if you're a nonprofit or certain government agencies, as far as nonprofits go, if you have become a nonprofit, like you were a 501, if you were like a corporation, then became a nonprofit or got your 501c3 letter in 2024, so for part of 2024 you were still a corporation, you still have to file BOI. There's actually a section that we're going to go over, a little checkbox for newly exempted entities. Also, if you became publicly traded this year, but for part of the year you weren't publicly traded, if so, congratulations on your IPO. And then large companies, if you went over that this year, you still have to do a newly exempted situation here. But essentially every single LLC, so all of my real estate clients, unfortunately all of your LLCs, you have an LLC for each business, for each property that you have, all of those need a BOI. All of them. So not just the parent company, not just the holding company, all the sub companies also need a BOI as well. If you guys have questions as I'm going through this, please put them in the chat and I will try to answer them as I go or at the end here. So essentially all of us have to file. I've filed. I have, Cornerstone has filed. I also have, small little LLCs from the past that are still open that I filed. I have businesses that haven't done any work, or LLCs that haven't done any work in for 2 or 3 years. I still filed those because I'd rather get it off, or not be on their naughty list, if you would. This is kind of a rough one here. Who is technically a beneficial owner? Big it depends on this one. The clear one is ownership interest. If you hold more than 25% of the actual ownership of the company, indirectly or directly, you're a beneficial owner. That one's pretty cut and dry, especially for a lot of the businesses that we deal with. This is where it gets a lot messier. If you have exercised significant influence over the company, such as CEO, CFO, president, even a general manager is technically a beneficial owner, according to FinCEN. So, just so you know about that. Power to appoint or remove officers or directors, and influence over major decisions and strategies. Attorneys, lawyers, sort of advisors, even though for some of our clients, we offer financial strategies and we help them with major decisions, we do not have to be a beneficial owner of those businesses. We have to be a beneficial owner of our individual business, but we are exempted from having to be a beneficial owner of all of our clients' businesses. Also, just so you know, when one of these change, when like a general manager changes, or even when how the law is currently written, we have to the end of the year to get this all done, and we'll have to see actually how the enforcement happens this next year. But how the law is currently written, when your general manager moves, you have 30 days to update the BOI, or you're in trouble, or you're technically out of compliance. Seems kind of, it is what it is. It seems like a tough one on there. And then also control through trusts, nomination arrangements, proxy agreements. Basically, they just want to know who has control over this company. Exclusions, kids, If you're an employee without that control, which makes sense, and a person whose interest is through inheritance rights, you inherited part of the company, and a creditor of the company, even though you have influence over their debts, you're technically not having to actually become a beneficial owner. A couple easy examples: company owned by 4 people, all of them are beneficial owners. A company where someone owns 10%, but they're also the CEO, also a beneficial owner. So what you will need here to get this done: your business name, your EIN, which again, if you're in real estate and have 30 businesses and 30 EINs, you're going to need all of them. Your business address. We've had issues with PO boxes, so we've been using physical addresses here. An email and a form of ID. The form of ID, email, and actually address. Actually personal and business address, but the address for each beneficial owner you have to have. So if you have 8 beneficial owners, you're going to need 8 driver's license, or driver's license, passport, foreign passport, or tribal issue ID or local ID. So that's what you're going to need here. If you don't do this, how it's currently written, the fines could be up to $500 per day for non-compliance, and criminal penalties, because this is part of FinCEN, which is the crime enforcement side. We could be looking at potential jail time and other legal issues. It's not good. That's why we're doing this. An important note here: this video is for informational purposes and does not constitute legal or tax or accounting advice. The rules surrounding BOI are complex and they're subject to change. I mean, even with what is a general manager, how much control is that much control? I would say when in doubt, probably just have them as a beneficial owner. For specific guidance regarding your situation, we recommend consulting with legal or a compliance professional on this. We are an accounting company. We do CPA work. We have several bookkeeping clients who are going to be filling all this stuff out here. But because of insurance limitations, we are not assisting our clients with BOI. Some places are, some places aren't. It's kind of a total mess right now, to be honest with you. But we are not doing that. Thus, I'm making these videos here so that we can go through filling out BOI together. And I have a few more scheduled in December and one on December 31st, which is the last day for the deadline, to hopefully help you guys out. So in the demo, we're going to go through step by step, filling out every spot we need to fill out. I have a fake driver's license I'm going to put in there because I'm not going to submit it, but it's to show you. And we're going to go through the whole process here. So let's get into the actual filing. So this is my other one I practiced on. So from Google here, we are going to search for FinCEN BOI. And there's a lot of sponsored ones, a lot of places that you can pay to file it. Again, that's totally up to you if you would like to do that. It is a little bit of the Wild West right now. Also, in like 10 minutes, you could file it yourself. So, under the one from actually fincen.gov, we have the BOI report right here. Here's what the website looks like. And we are going to go on to File. Once we are at File here, then we're going to do the beneficial ownership report, and then you can choose to file it online or on a paper version. I don't want to do that. We're going to go to submit online. We are entering a government website. Yes, we are. And if you are newly exempted, like you're a nonprofit who became a nonprofit in 2024, but you were a corporation for part of 24, you would simply click this right here. Yes. Put in your name, EIN, and then you basically jump to the end where you were able to submit. So, and then if you're correcting it or someone has a change in address, that would be all here. For 99% of us, especially right now, because there's like millions of businesses that have not done this yet, we are going to be on our initial filing. So we are going to press next. Now we are going to put in our company's name, ABC Company LLC. If you have a DBA, please put it in. It's one of the only places where we're actually going to put in information. If it doesn't have a red asterisk, this is kind of the main thing we're looking for on this report. So our information for the company, I'm going to put in EIN, put in your real EIN. That is not my real EIN. Where the company was found, where the company was formed in the US for this. and we'll just do it Washington. The address of the company. Again, we've had issues with P.O. boxes. They want an actual physical address because the whole point of this is that if something goes down and they want to come after the business, they, at the end of the day, want to find a person, a warm body they can actually, arrest. Not arrest, but, give paperwork to, subpoena, whatever they want to do at the end of this all. 123 Main Street. We'll call it Seattle. We'll do it US again. Boom. 98444. Bada boom. The next button right here. Go to the page number 2. Company applicant. This is the person who's actually filling out the form. So if you have like your attorney doing it, or if you're an admin person and you've been told to fill out all of the BOI information, welcome. And so then this is where you'd put in your information, because I still want whoever actually fill out the form, their information. So this is not the actual, this is the person filling out this form with me. This is not just the business owner who's not filling out the form. So, gonna do John Smith, birthday to 01/01/2000, 24 years old. And then my current address, I'm not a business with this. Again, if an attorney's doing it, it would be different, but we could put in, I don't know if we can put in the business address here. Put in the business address. Oh, why not with that one? That's something I need to research a little bit more here. Seattle, and then back to United States, and then Washington, 98444. Identification documents for, this is just for the company applicant. So ABC 123. I have a driver's license that a fake driver's license that I just downloaded off the internet. Again, don't do the fake driver's license. Actually do the real driver's license. Then again, next again. Now they were actually at the beneficial owner section here. So this is one beneficial owner. If we have more, we'll add beneficial owners with this button right here. And then we could remove beneficial owners with this button right here. I should not have added so many. Okay. So for this beneficial owner, and now this also goes into if you have multiple companies that own other companies, because this beneficial owner could be another company. Let's say you have company A and then it owns company B. So let's say you're doing company B's filing. Well, company A would be a beneficial owner of company B. So, Smith, John again. Then we'll just do the same date. Boom, address 123 Main Street, Seattle. Can't do the wall that way. Boom. All right, now again the documents. And when I did this for Cornerstone, we actually just used, I did the same documents for each one because I was filing for us. So again, next. Now this part I'm not going to do, but you'd fill in your email here, your first and last name. You agree that you're authorized to file this BOI and that everything is correct and true. I just did a demo one, so it's not correct and true. Press I am a human, and then you'll go from there. You'll get an email confirmation, also get another page. You can print off that page. You can have a PDF of it. You could send it to your attorney and or accountant for them to keep a copy of it as well, to also know who is done. But that is basically how you send off the BOI. Big thing to remember, yeah, 30 days if some of that information changes. If one of your general managers moves, one of your owners moves, you have 30 days to come in and change that. And how you would come in and change that, you would come in again, and then you would do a updating the last report here, and you basically go through the whole process again, but then actually just updating it. So that is the overall run through of BOI. My name is Tim with Cornerstone CPA. We do bookkeeping, tax, and tax planning services for small business owners and nonprofits. Hope you guys have a great day. Hopefully you were able to finish up your BOI and get that all done. You have a good one.